Boom bada ba. 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 How dare you? What are you doing? Let's see what happens here.
See what's happening.
Oh. How do we sound? Do we sound?
How
okay?
do we sound? Is the volume approximate and desired in our right? I'm quite curious. Michael M.
Sounds there.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Hearty
Sound be
Nugget
there.
96, Hattie Horror Show. I hope y'all doing better well and having an awesome day. I'm pumped for this stream. Dylan Thomas.
Oh, we have to review Creepshow episode 3 too. I totally forgot about that. Okay,
very good.
Yep, we got to do. I liked it this one.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about that. So while we're letting people filter in, Dylan Thomas, Aylin Servant is here. I would love nothing more than Jaime to be the new Freddy. We're not going to be able to complete that request, unfortunately, Aylin. But
we have to review Creepshow episode
you might not be
2.
far off. Scott Baker, what's up, Horror Show? Sam Power, Sam Power. So while we're letting Joshua Sorrentine, any input on season 10 Walking Dead? No, but I am 5 episodes into season 9 now on Netflix. Jaime to be the new Freddy.
Or actually,
We're not going to be able to. Well, no, I don't know. Negan's in jail, so it's after the time jump. So.
Okay, so yeah, we're
Scott Baker, what's up, Horror Show? Sam Power, Sam Power. 5 episodes into season 1. Joshua Sorrentine. This shirt is actually a Mad Monster exclusive shirt, and there's a reason I'm wearing it. Sarah Counts is here. What's up? Good to see you, Sarah.
Or actually,
I don't know. Negan's in jail.
Damn
so
you.
It's after the time jump.
damn you,
Scott Baker, what's up, Horror Show? Sam Power, Sam Power. 5 episodes into season 1. Joshua Sorrentine. This shirt is actually a Mad Monster exclusive shirt, and there's a reason I'm wearing it. Sarah Counts is here. What's up? Good to see you, Sarah.
Or actually,
I don't know. Negan's in jail.
Damn
so
you.
It's after the time jump.
damn you,
Scott Baker, what's up, Horror Show? Sam Power, Sam Power. 5 episodes into season 1. Joshua Sorrentine. This shirt is actually a Mad Monster exclusive shirt, and there's a reason I'm wearing it. Sarah Counts is here. What's up? Good to see you, Sarah.
or actually,
I don't know. Negan's in jail.
Damn
so
you.
It's after the time jump.
damn you,
Scott Baker, what's up, Horror Show? Sam Power, Sam Power. 5 episodes into season 1. Joshua Sorrentine. This shirt is actually a Mad Monster exclusive shirt, and there's a reason I'm wearing it. Entirely. Okay, can you hear us now without any
Properly.
echo? Where did my phone go?
without echo.
Why do I
echo,
never,
echo,
ever
echo.
have my phone when I need it?
He's going to get the phone really, really quickly, but we want to thank everybody who is still doing the chillaxing and the hanging and all of that good stuff.
Oh boy, you're already British? Oh boy.
No, just for the moment, man. No, I'm kidding though. Okay, let's get back to it. He is doing the audio test.
Yep,
I think
all
we're-
Echo's gone.
I think we're in.
Echo's
So
gone.
yes, we're in good shape.
Echo's gone.
Echo, 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 echo. Echo,
Echo is gone, right,
Echo,
guys?
aye.
Everyone's good. No echo, no more.
Yes.
No, echo, no more.
We're almost there.
Let's make sure.
No.
Bingo!
Echo,
Finally, yes, no
more.
echo. Okay, I know what happened. So, all right, no more echo issues ever.
CP says this is exactly like what my head sounds when I'm going to sleep.
All right,
Sorry,
so
man.
I apologize, you guys. Welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
And I'm Jaime and Fuego.
And we're here to do a bit of a Q&A with you guys, but we are going to do a reveal towards the end of the stream here.
Dun,
But
dun,
we have been working towards
dun.
something for months now. And I will say I've been working towards it since straight up January.
Yeah.
And
from
there's
the
a very
inception.
there's a very few people that know what's going on, but we are dropping our huge announcement tomorrow. And so today we are just going to do a bit of a Q&A. So go ahead and start feeding through your questions. Let's talk about the horror topics.
Yeah.
We're here to answer your questions. Fuego obviously being the king expert in anything else.
Kind of.
By the way, let's say hi to our new person on the
Newest
set
edition.
here. Newest edition of the set. Hey, how are you?
Hi there, Fred.
He's yep. Oh no! Oh god! Oh god!
Careful.
Oh god!
Cuidado.
Oh god! Oh, hang on. Hang on. All right, there we go. Everything's good. He's all good. He's good. You good? You good? All right, we're good.
All right. Okay. It's like you gotta like dad him and make sure everything is like fine.
Indeed. So, all right. So we got everyone here, and let's see. Sam Power is here. In case you couldn't hear, I kept echoing over myself. Mikey Mnemonic is here. Baron Von McGudden is here. Johnny Utah is here. AGD Productions is here. Daniel Corey is here. Sarah Counts is here. Joshua Serentine. Jay Oliveira is here. Hey Boy Brick is here. What book do you suggest reading after it, Fuego? That looks like there's going to be a first question right there.
Oh, goodness. Well, if you want to stay in the world of dairy, read Insomnia, and you'll get lots of interesting Easter eggs and, like, a continuation. Although the problem with that is that it's so Dark Tower-centric in a lot of its referencing and stuff that, if that's all you've read, I mean, if you haven't read The Stand yet, definitely The Stand. If you haven't read Salem's Lot yet, definitely Salem's Lot. If you want a bunch of little shorts, I always recommend Night Shift because it is probably his best collection of shorts, his first one as well. Little bite-sized bits of horror, almost like what Creepshow tries to do, you know? So, there you go.
Tries to do.
Yes. In the world of dairy,
so, all right, let me, making sure I got the windows arranged here so we can keep an eye on our stream status and everything. Okay, so, Willis Greedia, please reveal the penis, please reveal the penis, please reveal the penis. Okay, here we go. Oh no, I guess never mind. We probably shouldn't do that. We'll get hit.
I think in shorts, I always like the end of our YouTube career.
So Jay Oliveira asks, how did you guys like In the Tall Grass? Now we did actually record a review last week with Fuego, myself, and Marsha, but unfortunately it got lost somewhere. All right, let me. The digital gods claimed it, so we need to re-record it. But we did review it, and I believe it was. So, Willis Greeting, please reveal the penis, please reveal.
It's not really so.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no, I just expands on a short echoes. I think it's scary. The end of our YouTube.
Oh, maybe it's because of this. There we go. That's probably why.
Hopefully we found that.
All right, I think that fixed the echo. That should have fixed the echo, guys. Sorry.
Fixing my.
Let me know if that fixed the echo. That should have fixed it though.
Hopefully.
Damn it. It's because I went to start and make sure we didn't miss the scream.
Tony
all right,
Robinson,
the echo should be fixed. Should be fixed now.
You are on set after us.
Echo is back. Renee Rivas is here.
Renee's on.
Damn it. Echo guys. Really? Still?
Dang.
Hang on.
Echo.
Maybe they're just not caught up yet.
Hoping you're caught on echoes.
Let me know if that fixed. Yeah, the echo's fixed. Okay. Yes. All right. Fixed.
Halle
It's gone now.
Berry.
Yeah. Sorry, my
Hallelujah.
fault, guys. My fault. That's my fault.
Halle
That's my
Berry.
fault.
Hallelujah.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to.
Why are you
What
just
are you
putting
doing?
a picture of a dick on? Okay.
Sorry.
So, all right. Robert Duell is here. Howdy from Disneyland, guys. Just popping by to
Yeah.
say, hey, hope everyone has a good night. Presto. You need to name that Echo Poltergeist. I don't know what we should call the Echo Poltergeist. Probably just we'll call it Cecil's Stupidity. I think that's an appropriate name.
Technological misgivings. I don't know.
Okay, so let's go back up. We had some other questions here, so let's not avoid any of them
We
here.
will do our best.
So let's see. Yeah, that's our thoughts on In the Tall Grass. Okay, so Y2 Filmin. Love the channel so far from what I've seen. My question is, what's your favorite horror series / movie franchise?
Now we did a ranking kind of thing. And
We did. We
couple
did
different
a
times already.
ranking of 20 different franchises, and then we did a ranking of our top 13 franchises that are our favorites. So those are on the channel, but I think I ended up where I know I would end up today, which is Nightmare on Elm Street's always been my favorite horror movie series, period. Always has been.
Dang, it's so tough. I mean, there's part of me that wants to say Phantasm, and then there's another part that wants to say Alien, but diminishing returns with Alien, although Phantasm didn't get bad until the 5th entry, so I don't know. That's one where I am excessively torn. I also adore the Nightmare franchise and all of the upcoming coverage that myself and this gentleman have in place and ready for all of you is going to be rad status, state of the badass art, to quote Bill Paxton from the extended version of Aliens. So there you go. Corey Novak's up, man.
Corey Novak is here. Yes, what's up? What's up? What plans do you guys have for the future? Was a question from Sam Power.
Wow.
Sam, stay tuned until later in the stream. You will see what that plan is.
And there's even more beyond that.
Yep,
so.
we have a big announcement coming starting tomorrow that's going to dictate what's coming. But I will say this. The next month and possibly week or two after is going to essentially be very Nightmare-centric for the channel. We are going to be covering the Nightmare movies, we're going to be covering the Nightmare comics, and then some other interesting stuff that you guys are going to find out about. So,
and that's because tomorrow's the 25th anniversary of Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Indeed.
So,
October 14th is the 25th anniversary of the release of Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So we're going to be celebrating Nightmare for the next month and a half. It's going to kind of be Nightmare-vember that's going to bleed into October here. So a lot of Nightmare stuff coming in the very near future.
Indeed.
So continuing on, Sarah Counts, I'm so happy you guys are live. I missed you. I appreciate that. Which AGD Production says, which Friday the 13th film would work best for a musical?
I'd say 5.
Why? Because it's not an actual zombie, Jason?
Yeah, kind of, in some ways. I mean...
I think, honestly, I think part one...
You could have some singing
I think
Jason.
part one would be best suited for it.
Really?
Because then you could have Jason misdirects, but ultimately it's the mom. You know, like it's the mom freaking out. So I think one would probably work pretty well. But you wouldn't
have the iconic imagery, though, which people would want in a Friday musical. They would want the hockey mask.
I agree. But Jason's silent. His mom could have a song or two. You know what I mean?
Well then,
you should have been watching my boy. You canoodling goddamn teenagers. You know, shit like that. I don't know.
I'm Kevin Bacon, want to get laid. Won't somebody taste my bacon?
What? All right. Sarah Counts asks, the weirdest thing you've ever found in the thrift store. I don't go to thrift stores.
Weirdest
They're
things?
beneath me.
Yeah, I go there primarily for books. Yeah.
No, I go there when I'm searching for costume parts and things like that.
No.
Actually, a little bit of Freddy back here is from what you could consider a thrift store / Goodwill kind of thing. So
scariest thing though, I mean, I've seen some weird furniture that looks like it's borderline like some sort of strange possessed couch of sorts. And
I haven't spent enough time in a thrift store to be able to answer that question. How about that?
I like thrifty ice cream.
All right, so let's see here. Watch the Serbian film Grotesque American Slang. Anything else recommended tonight? No, you got the most twisted.
If you're
ones.
looking for really gross stuff,
go to Audition, I guess. Audition, or what's the other Chinese one?
We Are the Flesh, a Mexican film, is one that
Fuego,
will definitely upset you. Oh, grazie.
There you go.
I haven't seen We Are the Flesh. Will upset you. What else? Baskins, another one that'll probably upset you.
Those are kind of weird.
Yeah, moderate and strange.
I don't think they're weird in that. And like CP, Willis Credia has a recommendation he could make.
That's
maybe Sallow. I don't see Sallow on your list. Go with Sallow. Aylin Servant, are you guys going to Phoenix Fan Fusion? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. We go every year.
Yeah, we do panels.
We'll be doing at least 3 panels to make sure we get full weekend passes.
Yeah, the fact that we went as high as 6 or 8 in a couple.
We did 8 panels.
We did
one
8
year,
one year. We did
6
one year, and then we upped to 8. We thought it was good for exposure, but it just didn't move the numbers the way we had hoped. And we put a lot of work as far as PowerPoint, pre-production, all kinds of different stuff into those, and when the returns are kind of diminishing with the extent of work that we could be putting towards more of his announcement or edits or awesomer thumbnails or whatever the hell it may be, it's like resources need to go where is the most important as far as growth for the channel, and that's what Tim and I are both very dead set on. So
indeed. Which books have a crossover in some sort with it, Fuego? That one is asked
with
by...
it. I mean, directly.
That was by Hey Boy Brick.
Well, Hey Boy Brick, I have a whole video that I did 2 years ago in 2017 called Return to Derry. And Return to Derry is in the Stephen King themed playlist. And basically it talks about the main books where there is a return, which is obviously Insomnia, which just had its 25th anniversary last month that I did a live stream about and almost done like hour plus discussion reviewing. And then in 11/22/63, our character of Jake, who was played what's the word I'm looking for? Polarizingly, I guess, by none other than Mr. Franco, James Franco, who has his own little hot water that he is hanging in at the moment. However, he played Sir Epping.
Oh, is he getting Me Too'd? I thought I heard he was getting Me
well,
Too'd.
Dude,
Okay.
it's been going since the Disaster Artist, and it's just been slowly
building
all of the stuff. Yeah, because Weinstein even took a while for all of those, like that perfect storm to come together. However, I like him immensely as Jake in 11/22/63 by JJ and Hulu, but the book is 100 times better because he spends a good chunk of time in Derry, Maine, and we do in fact have a little scene with Richie and Bevy where they're dancing around to an old record player that is like been kind of like what's the sort of power where they just crank it as opposed to actually having batteries or regular electricity or something like that?
I think it's called crank power.
Okay, crank. Well, there you go. That's what I was thinking it was. But yeah, they're out in the park and they're dancing, and Jake comes upon them, and they have an interesting discussion. So those are really the only two that have extensive bits set in Derry. There's a Derry reference in Dreamcatcher. A little bit of it takes place there with the kids as youngsters, and I hate Dreamcatcher. But yeah, watch the search Return to Derry in the horror show. Just if you searched on the little magnifying glass here on the horror show, you can find all of my just deep dives into that regard. So.
Next, Sarah Counts asks, opinion on Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. I don't think either of us have reached it.
No,
I've seen it.
I'm sorry.
Next, Jay Oliveira asks, have you guys read Nailbiter or Witches? Both comic books. I read the first issue of Witches. I have the first issue. It did not capture me, so I did not continue. But I do have the entire Nailbiter series, written by Joshua Williamson, who is now a really big writer. He's doing The Flash. He's been doing The Flash for like the last 3 years. Damn. So Nailbiter is a fantastic serial killer centric independent comic book series put out by Image. Yeah. And it's really, really cool. If you guys haven't checked out Nailbiter, it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah, Image.
Good call, Jay.
Creator-owned properties, man.
Sir Dion Rifkin, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Dion. Teddy Brown says, I know the big reveal. Cecil Fuego are getting hitched.
How does he know?
How did you know? Except Fuego's girlfriend's just off camera, so that doesn't make any sense at all. All right.
Share.
Mikey Mnemonic, looking forward to the big project. Can't wait. My lips are sealed. By the way, if you guys are patrons, then you would know. Yeah. I made the announcement on our Patreon earlier, so if you wanted to know the announcement, you could go over and join our Patreon, and you would know the announcement. But those of you that support the channel that way, you guys know what the announcement is already. So Mikey knows, but he's being a good man.
You'll know.
So Aylin asks, do they have horror stuff at Phoenix Fan Fusion, or is it more superhero stuff? It's mostly superhero. There are horror bits sprinkled throughout, but it's mostly pop culture.
Yeah, it's always been just primary nerd culture, and I mean, it goes from the broadest level to the most minimal, just deep dive sort of craziness. So.
Willis Greedia says, Richard picks are popular amongst horror tubers. I think that's true, but only if you take them on your set, on a recognizable set. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, and show your face, too.
Indeed. What's the most terrifying situation you've ever been in? That's a good question.
I would... Okay, I can field this at least first.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
For me, I was in upstate New York, about an hour north of the city, in Wallkill, very small place in New York, with my mother... and her parent. Oh, jeez.
I'm going second.
You are very sneaky, my God. So I'm up maybe 5-6 years old at my mother's parents' house, my grandma and grandpa Crawford, and I got lost walking right by the pool because the woods were right by the property. They had like close to an acre probably with the pool and with like the farm area and stuff in the back. But I walked into the woods and I found this jawbone of maybe a deer or something, and I was like carrying it around, and I just kept walking into the woods, and I got lost, and that is probably the most frightened I have ever been, is just not knowing where I was. I'm up maybe 5-6 years old at my mother's parents' house. Yeah, it's just, I mean, Grandpa Crawford. And I couldn't say spooky as a kid because I couldn't pronounce the spook. Sort of bit. So I called them the Fooky Woods, according to my mother. I don't want to go in the Fooky Woods, because I couldn't say spooky. I just didn't have the conjugation yet, and so I got lost in the Fooky Woods when I was very little in northern upstate New York. And if anyone knows Wallkill or the White Lake area or anywhere in that vicinity, shout outs.
All right, continuing on the next, hang on, what was the next? Oh, go ahead, Katie. What was your story?
I
Yeah, because
I'm assuming you came over here for a reason.
I did, yes.
obviously...
Specifically to address this question that Fuego had just addressed
really?
personally. So, yes, so when I was living in Georgia at age 9, there was a house being robbed next to mine, but, like, our house was 2 stories. The one next to us was 1 story. So from the upper part of our home, we could...
They were more poor.
No, everyone in Georgia's poor. I don't know if you knew this. We're all equally as poor.
Not in Atlanta where the players play.
Well, I don't know too much about that. But yeah, the home next to ours was being robbed, and we could see it happening. And my mom had called 911. And
when in Rome.
So it was very scary. We were wondering if they were going to hit us next, or if we were going to have to, you know, like, we had no idea what was going to happen next. It was just very scary to see the house next to ours being basically ripped off, and wondering if you know, the same thing was going to happen to us next. But anyway.
You've jogged my memory about another really nasty instance.
Yeah, it was very scary.
All right, well, we have a lot of questions we got to get to. So,
yeah.
My scariest thing is I don't know that I've really had any particularly terrifying ones outside of scaring myself with a friend and like running out of the house because we were convinced that some unnamed killer was gonna kill my dogs and throw them through the window. So we were gonna run out and not have to deal with that, but. That's we'll move on to the next one. Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico says, "Sup, fam? What's the huge tease?" We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So Tony Robinson is here. The Freddy comics are dope. We're actually going to have about 6 to 8 different episodes. Well, maybe 6 to 7 episodes of the Freddy comics reviews. There's so many Nightmare on Elm Street comics, and so we're going to break them up about that many. So those will come in the next 5 or so weeks as well.
Nice.
Hey Boy Brick asks, what Stephen King book should I read before I start The Dark Tower? I'm assuming you have a video about that as well.
I do, in fact, have a video about that. It's called The Dark Tower Reading Order. I have it's 19 books in total, and it starts, obviously, with the original version of the Gunslinger, and then, well, actually, technically, I guess, no, Salem's Lot does come after, even if that... Just watch the reading order. Just important stuff to keep in mind is the fact that Salem's Lot and the Talisman are both quite crucial, as is the Stand. Those are really, I guess, the top 3 and the most important to start reading if you were just gonna go through the Dark Tower and the Dark Tower related books, because there's a lot of related Dark Tower books. Anyway,
Will from Williscredia is being funny, saying show business 9 p.m. Eastern, not that big a deal, guys. Obviously, it's not that big a deal because that's not what we're referring to. So Mikey says, People Under the Stairs is my all-time favorite Craven flick. Craven flicks are really good movies. Those are the best horror movies there are, for sure.
Oh, favorite Craven. You know, I really love Scream 2, man. I don't know what it is about Scream 2.
I don't know what it is either about Scream 2 that you love so much.
Upon meta of Scream 2.
You know, the meta-ness started in a different Wes Craven movie.
Oh, I know.
Interesting.
I know, yeah, really. And that's maybe why I'm referencing it. Oh. It was kind of way ahead of its time, and it has an anniversary tomorrow.
Indeed.
It's a little weird.
Confused Reviews, A New Beginning. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. That twist ending would be hilarious as a musical. So he agrees with you, part 5.
Nice, yes. I think part 5 would just be... I mean, you could honestly do a half and half, and you could even bring in real Jason in the second half and do some little expansion or something.
Mikey says Freddy vs. Jason would make a super silly musical.
I'd be down for that too. You know, especially like the weird like stoner scene where the little slug caterpillar or whatever with that guy. Yeah.
Don Joe is here, and Believe in the Hype is here as well. Dylan Fouch. Let's see here. Have we talked about Halloween that doesn't come out for the whole year yet? Yeah, Zachary, we don't need to talk about the Halloween that hasn't come out for a whole year, because every other horror channel on YouTube is talking about the Halloween film.
There's one in particular
isn't even out yet. Well, there's 3 in particular, really. But
the most important.
Mwetz asks, what are you guys doing for Halloween? Drinks on Mill Avenue? We haven't determined that yet, actually.
Yeah, and well, the crappy thing about Halloween this year is it's in the middle of the week.
Whatever. I can handle it. I'm going to be taking a trip to New York previous to that to go to a film festival for a reason, so that's going to be interesting.
More announcements.
Yes. Not too detailed, but yes, I'm going to drop out there for a film festival, and it should be a good fun. Let's see. Confused Review says, wouldn't it be cool if someone made a new fan film soon? And CP says, yeah, any fan film news. I don't know. I saw that there's even though Vince's, by the way, Never Hike in the Snow, The campaign ends tonight, so if you have not contributed to Never Hike in the Snow, go and do so now.
Stomp Films.
Go and contribute to that. Support Vince and what he's doing. They've already surpassed their goal, but they can always use extra money for the budget.
Little bit, yeah, makes the prequel, which is going to be set in the snow. Have you always wanted to see Jason Voorhees in the snow, yo? I mean,
but outside in the snow, yo. Yeah. But outside of that, there are a couple of other Jason fan films. I know there's the Charles Chucky fan film that might still be in demand. I don't know. There's a lot of fan films going on out there. There's just a few untapped markets, I think. A few untapped fan film markets. Yeah, can y'all not just talk about it? No, I don't want to just talk about it, Corey. That's the point. We're building up suspense. We can talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. That's the point. Not until tomorrow.
Yes.
So Dr. Shrimp says, I rewatched Ex Machina last night. It's actually terrifying. The thought of true AI taking over the world with no regard for human life, it's a trip. Yeah, Ex Machina is a great movie.
It was either my top film or in my top 3 of that particular year, because it came out a couple of years ago. Alex Garland, directorial debut, went on to do Annihilation. That is also awesome. I mean, the guy can do no wrong for me. And the fact that it went from weird science to, like, I don't know, Terminator practically in the last 20 or 30 minutes, although I still don't know what I think about that Oscar Isaac dance number where like he was getting into dancing with the Asian robot girl. But yes, if you haven't seen Ex Machina, oh my loud and loud.
All right, let's start rapid firing these because we got to catch up. So
all right, let's
Johnny Utah. Woo! He asks best and worst things about horror conventions. All right, let's rapid fire this. The best thing, meeting the stars with easy access at places like Mad Monster. Because Mad Monster allows that kind of access, and the fact that you can just walk up to celebrities that you've loved and converse with them directly, that's the best thing I've found. Best thing for you, Fuego.
Best thing
about the worst.
Yeah, best thing for me is just meeting so many different artists and people who put amazing things together as far as their visual creativity, buying shirts that I've never seen even floating around on the TeePublics and all of those different places. So I like the fact that you and I, whether, you know, here in Arizona or in other communities and stuff that we've gone on, whether it's, you know, due to Design the Claw, whether it's people we met in North Carolina when we did Mad Monster in Charlotte. I love that sort of networking, and even I'm still friends with people from Scarefest when we went to Kentucky, you know, so I love discovering talented people who create within the horror stuff that aren't on the film side, you know, they're in the art specific side. That's my personal favorite.
The least favorite thing is here's a saying that I've found to be true in some cases, but definitely not all cases, especially not in the horror genre. But I've always heard the saying, never meet your heroes. And unfortunately, that tends to be true when you go to enough of these conventions. You're going to walk up to someone that you love so much, and then you just find out that they're a complete dick. And that is a big bummer when it comes to these conventions. That can happen if you're not careful. Be careful about meeting your heroes. Be aware that they might be having a bad day, or they just might not be the best person in the world, and that can really bum you out. So that's the worst thing, in my opinion, about that can happen from horror conventions. Flags.
Yeah, I have to just briefly piggyback on that because, you know, if you have like a series of incidents where somebody is a dick, like we had one guy in particular, Kane Hodder, who was very difficult the first time we met him, and then
he's such a sweetheart.
And then the next few times we met him, he was amazing. Who knows if somebody was having a bad day? So don't write off your heroes just because you had one bad experience. If you have multiple,
that's a good point.
That's definitely something to keep in mind. But for me, I would say the pricing of a lot of these conventions is really rough, especially on fans who don't have tons of money to spend on, you know, just entry, and then on top of that, whatever art they want to buy, autographs, photo ops, all this different stuff. It does hit the average collector's pocketbook pretty heavily, but, you know, I mean, these people are out there, they're working, and that is something to keep in mind on the other side of the spectrum. But crowds, for me, and it was the most apparent at Texas Frightmare. We had never covered that as press until earlier this year in May, and having a venue that's just has too many people at it, and trying to move around, and the difficulty therein, it's... yeah, crowds and just, yeah, mobility is one of the worst for me. So, yeah.
All right, so I think what I might do is
What might you do, son?
Drop our tease at about 30 to 40 minutes, so we're halfway through, because I have a little graphic that I can cut to afterwards.
Oh boy.
that people that are just joining in will be able to see, because not everyone has all the time in the world. But let's continue on real quick.
Okay,
So
as we wrap up
Joshua Sarantina asks, what's the best gore blood movies you have seen? I mean,
Alive.
the biggest is Dead Alive. Yeah, I mean, that's the first one that comes to our...
100%.
Recently, I would say Bloodfest is a really fun one. Bloodfest is a really fun one with a lot of gore in it, so check that one out.
80s Blob. I mean, hell.
That's not that gory. What are you talking about?
80s Blob is super gory, dude.
It's not that gory.
I mean, that whole trinity of 80s remakes, all three of those are very gory. The Fly, The Thing, and The Blob, they are all incredibly gory, bloody movies.
They're graphic. They're not gory. They're graphic. They're not gory.
I contend The Blob is gory. Who's with me here?
I think you're wrong. Graphic or gory? There's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's see those comments down below.
I think From Dusk Till Dawn is pretty bloody and gory.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my favorite
That's a
vampire
good one.
movie.
That's good.
Yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
Aylin Servant asks, I just watched The Human Centipede with my friends for the first time last night. I don't know how to feel. What do you guys think about that film? We just did a trailer reaction to Tom Six's new movie, The Onania Club, yesterday, which is a movie all about female self-pleasuring, so we don't get demonetized. So go check out that trailer reaction. But I'm not a big fan of Tom Six. I think The Human Centipede is interesting for the discussions that it sparked as far as what you can do in a horror movie and get away with. But outside of that, there's really not much artistic merit to that movie, personally.
Yeah, lots of people think he's gone like bonkers with this new film of his, completely over the deep end. I know the Human Centipede movies, they just had to get bigger and crazier, and by the full sequence, it was like a whole prison sort of thing of insanity. And I think he was even acting in them by that point, wasn't he, Tom Six? Like
maybe,
yeah, maybe he was a character in there. I don't know. Definitely not my cup of tea as far as body horror goes, though. So I'll just leave it at that. But
let's see. I've seen you talk about your favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt. My favorite episode is Dead Right. What do you think of that episode? I don't know.
Dead Right. I'm trying. Based on titles, that's the toughest thing to remember.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
he reviewed them all, so go seek out the episode, and he has a review of it on the channel.
I want to say Dead Right was with lady from Lois and Clark.
Let's not struggle for it. Okay. Hardy Nugget says, not a question, but y'all should check out the album called The Silver Scream by 9 Inch Nails. Each track is about a horror movie, so it's right up your alley. I would do that. Kills. I don't know.
Ice Nine Kills, actually, they have done
Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah.
What did I say? 9 Inch Nails?
9 Inch Nails.
Oops.
Yeah.
Ice Nine Kills.
Nine Kills.
Read that real fast.
Hardy,
my bad.
Yeah, Hardy
That
Nugs,
sounds awesome. Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, they actually have a few Stephen King songs, if I'm not mistaken. So they're a group that has been thrown around in the discussion. So, yeah, it's Daniel Corey.
Finally caught the Evil Dead remake last year after years and liked it quite a bit. Do you guys enjoy it? Absolutely.
Talk about one of the most gory recent movies. That's in the discussion, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as gory, bloody,
and one of the
nasty.
better remakes that has come out, too.
I did not like it that much when I first saw it, but once again, it grew on me as I realized, okay, it's a different interpretation. I have trouble for many years separating an original project from its remake, and I feel like I'm better at that now. And so, yes, that's a film that I've been wanting to get the extended unrated that's floating around on Blu-ray in all region Blu-ray for a while.
Corey Novak, is Kevin Smith coming anywhere near y'all to showcase Jay and Silent Bob reboot? Absolutely.
We got our tickets already.
I got us some tickets to go see it. It's not until early December,
which is why we have to see.
We are going to go to the road show, but yes, we can't see it on Tuesday because we're going to go see Zombieland 2. So we're going to try and go see it Thursday night instead for that Fathom event. So yes, we will try and see that. Have you guys seen Peaky Blinders on Netflix? No, but I've heard the name Peaky Blinders. I have no idea what it is.
It's been heavily recommended to me by a lot of my friends, but once again, it's not. I'm still trying to get caught up on Supernatural here before the end of the final season. I'm trying to get caught up on American Horror Story through Apocalypse and everything, so I can start this 84 or whatever it is, this slasher period piece, and then. I mean, The Walking Dead. There's certain shows that I mean, man, they just put the newest season or the last season, I should say, of Channel Zero on Shudder, so that's on there as well. I mean, there's a lot that we still haven't talked about what we do.
You don't know Rapid Fire, do you?
No, it's not.
Dude, we have so many questions.
Sorry,
we can't go off on these little things. All right, so. YouTube film and asks, it's kind of a two-parter. What's your favorite Scream movie, and what mask do you like better, the original or the MTV series? Ugh. The original mask, and I think I would take Scream 1 over Scream 2, but I know Fuego would say Scream 2.
100% Scream 2. Yeah. I like the sequel discussion, especially between Jamie Kennedy and Timothy Olyphant.
Joshua Serentine asks, why haven't y'all talked about any Lars Van Trier movies? The House That Jack Built was amazing. I have that in my prime list to watch the director's cut of that. I haven't wanted to watch it if it wasn't the director's cut.
Same. Yeah.
So I'm going to watch that, and we will review it. I would watch The Kingdom, because it was what Kingdom Hospital was based on.
Yeah, that was a television thing that he did, but I'm assuming they're referring more so to, like...
Nymphomaniac and stuff like that. I mean, that's not like really horror movies.
I watched Antichrist. I mean, man, Willem Dafoe and the French chick from... who was also in the Nympho movies or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway.
Again, doesn't matter.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to rapid fire my thoughts.
If Marvel has the huevos to make a full horror movie, would you like to see Blade or Morbius or even something Werewolf by Night? Well, they're doing Blade, so
Blade is happening.
I've never liked Morbius that much,
it's
but
the director of Green Book.
I would be down. Thank you. I would be down for Werewolf by Night, though. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you know, since they just canceled the project, how about Ghost Rider, proper R-rated, crazy? You don't have to bring Nick Cage back, although that could be fun. Like, I mean. Have the director.
Don't bring back the guy from S.H.I.E.L.D., though.
Have the director of Mandy make the third Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage.
Teddy Brown says, I'm super excited after seeing the Patreon page. You should be. What do you guys think about Doctor Strange 2 being kind of horror? I'm excited as hell about that. I love Doctor Strange 1 and the fact that
Madness in the Multiverse.
Yeah, Madness or whatever. Multiverse Madness, whatever it is. It sounds awesome, and I'm down for it 100%.
Yeah, they're taking cues from John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness, which I have been... I mean, we did Patreon stuff for it previously and whatnot, but I have wanted to do a compare and contrast with that for Hail to Stephen King.
Fuego, what was it like talking to Joe Hill, someone asks. And then I might segue over to the Tease.
Yeah. Joe Hill was as sweet and personable as you could ever imagine. Sadly, Cecil had to run when we were doing the whole meet and greet thing, so it was just me.
Stuff to do regarding what we're
about to reveal. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he was not being super brief with people either. He chatted with me for about 5 minutes. He was open to sign the book however we wanted. We talked heart-shaped box. We talked to Fireman. We talked about parallels between the Fireman and the Stand and being Twinnyverses and stuff. It was really great. And he was, when we took our first photo, he did not have the horns up. And when he saw me doing it, he's like, oh, come on, why am I not part of the process here? And then we both thought it was great.
Horns up.
Joe Hill, awesome.
Hyped for the Dr. Sleep movie. Yes, we both are. Fuego's read the book. I have not.
Massive.
It's going to be two really excellent
Massive
perspectives. Hype. We're very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm especially excited because they went into full just referenced The Shining in their marketing with these last two trailers. Tim and I were talking off camera before we started this. Just to keep it brief, the two new posters, the one with the tricycle and the one that is the old yellow poster but with Danny Torrance's grown-up face looking through. I knew they were going to weigh heavily on it. They are even at this point saying the next story and the next chapter in the story of The Shining. So they are going all out for this. They want to make that money.
So briefly, Dylan, Creepshow episode 3 thoughts. I really liked it a lot more than episode 2. Fuego said he did not like it very much. I thought it was better. I thought it was much closer to episode 1 than episode 2.
Yeah, boy, I would disagree there. I mean, I liked the sillier story. I liked the guy in the suitcase. That one I liked.
That was great.
That was a strange story.
I love the end. I love the old school Tales from the... What was the... Was it the Tales from the Dark Side with the giant bunny?
Yeah.
Tales from the Dark Side?
Yeah.
Love that.
I was sitting with Catherine and
her
her
and Twilight Zone. It was Twilight Zone.
Yeah, her and I were looking at it, and we were just like about 20 minutes into it. Well, about 15 minutes into it, so almost over halfway. We're like, who comes up with a story like this?
I liked it.
It was so strange. The first story didn't really do it too much for me, but that's okay.
Curtis Rodriguez is here. RJ Price is here. Thoughts on
RJ
El
Price,
Camino?
Yeah.
Scott Baker says thoughts on El Camino. I really liked El Camino. I thought it was a very necessary epilogue to Breaking Bad. I thought it was awesome.
And yet I've heard other people say that, it's just a double Breaking Bad episode, and so for that reason I'm not really that stoked. I was expecting something bigger and grander as a movie. There's a lot of peeps who are thinking this is them just kind of trying to almost do a backdoor pilot of sorts for another spin-off series, even besides Better Call Saul. I'm not deep into the lore of this show. I watched about the first season and a half and then fell off of it. And yeah, sorry guys. There's this show. There's The Sopranos and probably Game of Thrones are the three that I get the most crap about from genre friends of mine for not having watched. But I've seen mostly positive response to El Camino, and I know there are flashbacks, so you know who will probably pop up.
You have some people backing you up with the gore of the blob, saying the guy melted horrifically, but that's one guy. That's not bunch of gore through the whole movie.
The little kid
all
when
I'm
he gets melted in the...
It's not gore, though. It's not gore. It's melting.
When's the last time you watched
It's
Blob?
not It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But it's not going to be that much longer. Stay tuned.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right, so let's see. Street Trash is awesome. Great kills in that. Evil Dead was better.
Trash.
We're almost caught up, and then I can do the teaser. All right. Yeah, Cecil, check out American Nightmare by Ice Nine Kills. It's about Freddy Krueger. I absolutely will, Corey. Hey, Corey,
and Corey,
if you
they
can,
have
send me a
Stephen
link
King
to it so I don't forget. Just message me with a link. I'd appreciate it.
They have Stephen King songs.
Dead Right is the episode of Tales from the Crypt with Demi Moore. Didn't know you reviewed them all. I'll check them out. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you understanding. Met you guys at Mad Monster, and you guys were really nice. Waited in line for an autograph from Laird. He was great. I didn't know if we were allowed to talk to the rest without buying an autograph. You're allowed to go up and talk to any celebrity without buying anything.
That's one of the best things.
That's the point. You don't have to buy anything.
Yeah, you can just walk up and talk to them. It's not like at a Comic-Con where they are segregated and you have to pay to actually go and spend any time with them and have your opportunity. It's really cool in that regard.
What are your thoughts on the Tales from the Crypt series happening again? If it happens, great.
It's not. It was tried to by Mr. Shyamalan, and there was too many rights battles between HBO, between the camp behind EC Comics and the Gaines estate that still owns all of that. They couldn't come to an agreement. They couldn't figure it out, which is why now we have this kind of lower budgie creep show thing going on. But Tales from the Dark Side couldn't transpire. I mean, Dead Right, though. I mean, I'm legitimately trying to remember if that is the name of the Demi Moore episode, because that's the one where she marries the fat guy, and, you know, I don't know. Season 2 is not as much my jam. I mean, I do like Beauty is Only Sin Deep, but...
All right, so someone just asked, can you recommend a couple of comic book series that's related to horror movies? So there's a bunch of them, Jay, but I'm going to recommend this, which was just optioned by, I think, HBO.
Gideon Falls, really?
Yeah, it was just optioned, and it's going to be made into a series. It's called Gideon Falls. There have been 2 trades. I think it's up to issue like 14, but it's really, really interesting. The artwork is phenomenal, but it's really, really good stuff, and it's about a black barn that just appears to some people and really messes with some people. It's written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by Andrea Sorrentino, who is a fantastic artist, and Jeff Lemire is a great writer. So this is good. And yes, someone asked if we do have Joe Hill's new book, and as a matter of fact...
Oh, yeah. I got Joe Hill's book signed. Go on my Instagram, and you'll see his great... personalization that he did for me.
So this is Full Throttle. This is Joe Hill's new book, and I do have the signature as well, although I don't have the personalized message because Fuego hung around.
Yeah, but there's some really good stories in there, including In the Tall Grass, which was most recently adapted for Netflix that we talked about. Throttle is in there, which is kind of inspired by a Richard Matheson story. Father and son sort of duo. Dark Carousel is one that was originally released as an audiobook on vinyl. There's lots of great stuff. Dark Carousel, terrific story. It's got some, what's the word I'm looking for? Joyland kind of vibes. So there you go.
So Caleb asks a good question. Joker. What other villain should get a solo origin story? And I have one.
Carnage?
No, the one I think is one that not many people might think of. But I actually have an Elseworld story featuring him that would be fantastic. But I would love to see a straight-up full origin story of Basil Karlo, Clayface, the actor that gets, in the accident and has to mold himself and, like, can't hold his form. I think a Clayface movie would be so awesome.
I love Scarecrow so much. That's one that I might...
Clayface would be great for me. I love Clayface, so...
Yeah.
Opinions on the new Saw movie that Chris Rock is putting out. Well, the fact that Samuel L. Jackson is taking part in it is very interesting.
I'm just really, I don't know, intrigued at what, and this is not even pointing to the, the Us effect and the Get Out and the Jordan Peele. I was going to say Richard, I was thinking Richard Cheese for whatever stupid reason.
Richard Cheese,
yes, exactly. Jordan Peele and just what he has brought to the genre and stuff like that. I think maybe that gave an essence of confidence for, I don't. Besides Candyman, a lot of African American coverage of horror that I have seen, especially, has been in the comedic variety. Whether it's Medea, whether it's the scary movie stuff, whether it's the haunted house, whatever, which was what the Wayans brothers and team went on to do. Full on scary and centric horror in that regard. There is a grittiness that the original Candyman had, and obviously Peele producing this direct sequel to the first one. I mean, yeah, I'm completely curious and cool with this. So.
Mikey Mnemonic, Professor Pig should get an origin. That would be full horror slashiness. I totally agree. Joshua says, and should Netflix finish Happy since they picked it up? I haven't watched the second season, but I love the first. So
trailer
I will
for
watch
that
the
second season was nuts.
Do you guys think Robert Englund should be Clayface if that movie happens? He's too old to be Clayface at this point, but I think now is as good a time as any, Fuego,
Yeah, I guess
to
it
drop
is,
the pre-teaser teaser. All right,
It's time.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. So this is a pre-teaser tease for the announcement that is going up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We do have a full teaser going up tomorrow, and a whole campaign behind it. Let's say
it's about as ginormous. Well, it's not as ginormous. It is the biggest thing this channel has ever undertaken.
Indeed.
And that's not to say that the channel is going to take a step back or anything. I mean, we're still going to do 1, sometimes 2 episodes a day. But yes, the focus, at least for the next 30 days starting tomorrow, is what we are about to give you a very fun tease about.
Indeed, and I almost played the wrong one.
Wouldn't that have been great?
That would have been awful.
Blow your load all at once.
Okay,
Skeet,
so
skeet,
it's
skeet,
not
skeet.
available there, so let's go here. I think that's why I had it pulled up over here. And holy crap, I really legitimately... Okay, here we go. Yep, that's why I had it pulled up here. Okay, guys, is everyone ready? Let me turn off the fan so there's no interrupting audio.
Is everybody in?
All right,
The
here we
ceremony
go.
is about to begin. Wake up!
What the fuck was that for?
Jim Morrison, and it kind of had context too.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Okay, well, I didn't know, so I'll leave it to you. People that get it, get it. Sounded like screaming to me.
The Doors.
All right, so 3... Wait, where is it? Wait, I have the wrong thing pulled up again. All right,
That's
3,
what she said.
2, 1, go. They should be able to. Guys, that is the teaser for the wait, wrong thing. The tease for the tease.
So much hinting over the time lately.
So yes, well, the music is not our music. The music is actually from previous installments, but everything else, the Freddy laugh, the breathing at the end, that's ours. Those are from our actors.
That guy right back there.
That guy right back there, and yes. We are launching an Indiegogo campaign tomorrow for a fan film called Dylan's New Nightmare.
Mikey, can't wait for this scary terror fan film, bitch.
So, yes, we are doing a fan film, and the coolest thing about it, you guys, there's a lot of details that are going to drop tomorrow, But the really big thing is that Miko Hughes is returning to reprise his role as Dylan Porter.
He's all grossed up, and he's all grossed up, and he's all grossed up.
So there you go. That is the announcement. Dylan's New Nightmare. That is the poster, or poster number 1 anyway. We are launching this fan film tomorrow, and it is going to launch for about 31 days, I think. I'm not sure which one I set it to at this point, but we are trying to raise a certain amount of money to make this fan film, and it is super exciting, and I just knocked the headphones off here, so...
It's just because that he is that excited, guys.
I am that excited. But yes, that is what we are doing. So let me go back to the comments here.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
So yes, Josh said it was a film. Nightmare on Elm Street was my favorite. I want to see this. That's awesome. Congrats, guys. Yes.
Horror show powers.
And wait till you guys see the actual teaser that drops tomorrow. You guys are going to see what we've been working towards.
It's not just text.
Who's playing Frederick? Maybe we wait on that.
Yeah.
Maybe we wait on that. I think we wait on that.
I can say who it's not.
Okay.
It's not me.
It's not Fuego. That's true. It's not Fuego.
No.
That's true.
Just to address the question.
There's no call for nudity, Caleb. It's the continuing story of Dylan. 25 years later, after Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
He's all grossed up.
Idea, and I have a bunch of videos coming telling the backstory. There's an episode coming called The Story So Far, which tells how Dylan's New Nightmare fits into the continuity. But it is a sequel taking place 25 years later, and we're going to explain it all. But that is the announcement, and you're going to get your chance to contribute, become a part of the film. You can even become a producer, but at the very least, you can get your name in the credits and support us as we do this. Wait till you guys hear who we have involved, even outside of Miko returning to play Dylan, which is obviously the big thing.
That's
when you find out who's playing Freddy, when you find out who's shooting it, when you find out who's producing it, you guys are going to be so stoked. So this is going to be so awesome. Manhammer, you have an idea who it is.
Awesome.
Who is that, sir? Who do you think it is?
I think it might be.
All right. Is there another Dylan's film? No, this is the only one. No one's done this idea yet. No one has continued the Dylan, especially with Miko, for sure. He's never revisited it. And as a matter of fact, he just posted a picture on his Instagram.
So jump over
to Woe is Miko, WOEISMIKO. That is Woe is Miko. You'll follow Miko Hughes. He just posted a picture that he took here in Phoenix under the Elm Street sign.
He's awesome.
And that picture he posted, and after 30 minutes, it had 666 likes.
Yeah. Who knows
and it was just a vague post. Yeah. So this is going to be really, really awesome. Mikey says I'll drop that backing on Thursday when I get paid. New Nightmare is the one where Freddy tries to cross over into our world. Yes
indeed.
It continues that continuity, you guys.
Meta as
Woo! I'm so excited. I can't believe we finally got to announce
and
this.
He just can't hide it. The horror show is going big, and you can't deny it.
This has been what I've been working on for so long, since January. This has been a long-term plan, and here's the deal. So just so you guys know, if you're fans of the channel, you'll want to know that the next month, every single day, there's going to be a Dylan's New Nightmare or Nightmare on Elm Street themed episode. So it's going to be 30 days, if not more, of that while the campaign is going on. Yeah. So we're going to do reviews of every Nightmare movie. We already did part 1, so we've got 2 through Freddy vs. Jason and the remake coming.
Just filmed 2 and 3 today.
We're going to be doing 5 to 7 different comic book reviews of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. There's going to be a new vlog each week where I reveal the story of how the movie came together. There's going to be a new interview each week with myself, with Miko, and then with the other 2 people that I can't say yet because I want to have some surprises for tomorrow for you guys. But there's interviews coming. There's unboxings coming. Wait till you guys see what we got to be a part of this film. Cinema history is involved in our film, you guys. This is so exciting. I can't even... And tomorrow, we're not even going to really have time to do a stream because I'm going to be putting up 3 to 4 episodes tomorrow having to do with this announcement. So please forgive the exorbitant amount of episodes that are dropping tomorrow. It's because we're kicking off this campaign. Then it's going to drop back down to 1 to 2 episodes a day. But I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys are going to stay along for the ride because this is so exciting. And Fuego saw the finished product of what you're going to see tomorrow. And Fuego, what did you think of it?
Sets a mood. It's definitely eerie. It definitely gives a taste of a returning character that I feel like is an unfinished story, and there's a need for this sort of thing, especially with, I mean, Freddy doesn't have the rights going all over the place like Jason does, but yet we're still not seeing new Freddy movies, so it's a travesty. There's been some fan films, and we've done reviews for a few, at least trailers and stuff, and been moderately impressed, but it's an idea that I have seen him putting together for a while now, just to help on, an assisting standpoint. Me and my band are, assisting with some music and a few other things, but really, like 90%, it's this guy's baby, and all of us here on the show are 100% supportive, and we are down for so much more beyond this. So
you guys are having such positive reactions. I can't thank you enough. It fills my heart, honestly, because we've been working so hard for this. And when you guys see the campaign when it drops tomorrow, and you see all the fantastic perks that we have available, you guys are you're gonna S yourselves.
You almost saying it.
It's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait for you guys to do it, to check it out. And thank you guys very much. Sam Power, you're going to review the TV show. I do have bootlegs of the TV show, so we can.
That they've never released.
But there's only, we might review the ones that have to do with Freddy. We might review like the 3 episodes that have to do with Freddy.
Yeah, there's only
that's the most we can plan. We can commit to. But hopefully, Mikey says, hopefully if this goes well, y'all will be doing more movies, as I know that's your true passion, Cecil's. Dreams and nightmares come true. And I'll say this, since Fuego's standing right next to me, if this goes well, then we do have a plan in place for a Fuego spearheaded project that we're going to try and get into the works as well. So you guys want to see Fuego spearhead something, then you want to support this and make sure it's successful so we can make sure that we get Fuego's project going as well.
I appreciate that, man. Yes, it has been... It's been heavy on the heart for a little bit since you got this one going and I started brainstorming. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad. We had one fantastic night where we came up with an idea, and then you had an idea that was already brewing that is a little bit more strong for you, which is fine. So either idea is fantastic.
Yeah, there's technically 2 ideas potentially.
But nonetheless, it's exciting to know that you're, charged up about something. So Dylan's new nightmare from the producers of The Fanatic. How dare you, Caleb? That's horrible. Guess I got to get to watching New Nightmare then,
says
watched GMV TV. Yes, you definitely should. Joshua says, I want to thank you so much for acknowledging me on your channel. It's the best thing to happen to me in years. Joshua, thank you for having good questions.
Obviously. 100%.
Joshua Serentine.
Solid insight, yo.
Very, very, very happy to have you, sir. Highly appreciate it, Cecil and Fuego. You're welcome. That sounds rad. I'm stoked, says Dylan Fouch. S. Rose, you guys did it, didn't you? You got Johnny Depp. No, we did not get Johnny Depp. Corey, you can say who you think it is if you want. We're not going to confirm yes or no until tomorrow.
Can't do it.
I hope Miko runs Freddy over with a semi-truck. Anthony Calvinese says,
written by Stephen
I
King.
can't wait to see it. Ooh, King-related or Sweet Part 2? I don't know, Mikey. We can't say. We can't say.
We've talked about both. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Sweet Part 2 has been brewing since Sweet Part 1.
It's
just trying to find time and budget.
So yeah, guys, that's I think that's pretty much where we can leave this one.
Woo!
So thank you guys very much for watching. Stay tuned. Very early tomorrow is going to be the opportunity for you to see what we've been doing. It's going to drop. I was planning to try and drop it in 3 hours at midnight, but it's probably going to be closer to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, and you guys can...
It's fine.
We already have people making guesses as to who Freddy's going to be, so we'll see if you're right or not. But stay tuned, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for participating in the Q&A. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
And gracias. I've been Jaime Fuego.
Oh, just to answer, because Sam asked, is the Voorhees fan film coming? Voorhees is coming, but it got delayed, and now they're going to do a 3rd crowdfunding for it. For post-production, even though the last one was supposed to be for post-production as far as I understood it. So I don't know.
Tough.
I don't know what's going on there. But nonetheless, nothing to do with us. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, remember, stay scared.